Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. On Thursday, the Israeli military warned people to evacuate communities in southern Lebanon that are north of a UN-declared buffer zone. The evacuation signals that Israel may widen a ground operation that was launched earlier this week against the Hezbollah militant group. Israel told people to leave Nabatea and other communities north of the Litani River, which formed on the northern border zone established by the UN Security Council after the 2006 war in a resolution that both sides accused the other of violating. At least 8 Israeli soldiers have been killed in clashes with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, where Israel announced the start of what they call a limited ground incursion earlier this week. In other developments, hundreds of airstrikes across larger parts of Lebanon since mid-September have killed at least 1,276 people, according to Lebanon's health ministry. President Joe Biden has deployed an additional 1,000 active duty soldiers to bolster aid efforts after the southern region of the U.S. was hit by Hurricane Helene. These soldiers will join the 6,000 National Guard members and 4,800 federal aid workers already fanned out across 6 states hit by the extreme weather. As of Thursday, October 3rd, at least 175 people are known to have been killed by Hurricane Helene, one of the deadliest storms to hit the U.S. in recent times. The toll surpasses that of Hurricane Ian, which in September 2022 became another one of the 21st century's deadliest storms, claiming at least 156 lives. Hundreds of others remain missing, with search and rescue teams struggling to reach remote areas. Aid deliveries have been made by airdrops and mules, but the U.S. government said the clear-up effort could take years. On Tuesday, the International Longshoremen's Association went on strike. These union workers unload container ships all along the East Coast from Maine to Texas. They unloaded $588 billion worth of goods just last year. 78-year-old Harold Daggett is the president of the union, serving in his 4th term. Daggett's targets are the world's largest ocean shipping companies based in Europe and Asia that saw profits surge as the COVID-19 pandemic and more recent supply chain disruptions boosted demand and prices for their services. Daggett is looking for higher wages and promises that docks won't shift more work to automation. Thousands of dock workers are now not working in their first strike in almost 50 years. Daggett is demanding a 77% pay increase to the base hourly rate, which would increase it from $39 an hour to $69 an hour. Each strike or walkout threat has carried risk for American consumers and businesses, but few sectors of the workforce hold such a grip on the U.S. economy as dock workers. Daggett's hope is that by choking off trade, from U.S. exports of grain to imports of raw materials and finished goods, he can force ocean shipping companies to agree to the big pay raise. Daggett has warned that if the Biden administration invokes a federal law to force workers back to the docks, his workers will deliberately slow operations. Eric Adams will likely face an expanded indictment, prosecutors said Wednesday, as the embattled mayor returned to Manhattan federal court in the case accusing him of taking bribes and illegal campaign contributions. Eric Adams, the Democrat mayor for the city of New York, who was accused of taking improper gifts from Turkish officials and business people, including $123,000 in free or discounted trips and hotels, will likely face additional charges, according to prosecutors. Quote, "We think that is quite likely," prosecutor Hagen Scotton told the judge when asked if they plan to file what's known as a superseding indictment in the case. His alleged bad behavior dates back over a decade to when he was the Brooklyn Borough president. The prosecutor said it's likely additional defendants will be charged and that it is possible that the new indictment would include more charges against the mayor. Adams also fraudulently obtained $10 million in public campaign funds, federal prosecutors alleged in the 5-count indictment. Adams returned the favor to his contributors, including pressing city officials to push through the opening of the Turkish consulate in Manhattan, even though safety officials indicated that it wasn't ready. In a decision that could affect millions of U.S. residents, a federal judge in California has ordered the Environmental Protection Agency to further regulate fluoride in drinking water due to concerns over its potential impact on children's intellectual development. U.S. District Judge Edward Chen ruled last week that the scientific evidence of fluoride's health risks when ingested at current prescribed levels requires stricter regulation under the 2016 Toxic Substances Control Act. Judge Chen's ruling does not conclude that fluoride in water is harmful to public health, but rather that there is an unreasonable risk of such injury. The judge left the specifics of that response up to the EPA. Fluoride has been added to municipal water for decades to prevent tooth decay. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Let's talk portable electric space heater safety. These heaters must not be left unattended. Place them on a stable base 3 feet from combustibles. Their use is not recommended within a bedroom, but if you must do so, place a smoke detector on the ceiling within the bedroom. Plug a portable space heater directly into the outlet, avoiding extension cords. Thus, do not use lamp cords or power strips for this purpose. Are portable, unvented propane and oil-filled heating appliances safe to use within a residence? No. Massachusetts prohibits their use. These heaters produce asphyxiant gases. These gases can render an occupant incapacitated or dead. Please consider your safety during these upcoming colder months.
Welcome back. Now let's get right into some more stories happening around Braintree. During Tuesday's Town Council meeting, the town decided to adopt Massachusetts General Law Chapter 33, Section 59, which pertains to military service on salary, seniority, and leave allowances of public and town employees. In Massachusetts, in order for this law to be active, the county commissioners or the city or town council has to meet to accept the state law. Braintree's town treasurer, Christina O'Connell, spoke at the meeting and gave an in-depth description of the new benefits offered to the town employees. Here's more from Christina.
So when a military reservist who's on the rolls of a municipality goes on active duty, depending on the purpose of active duty, the adoption of this general law will allow them to be paid in a certain way. So if they are activated for training, it allows them to retain in full their municipal paycheck for a period of up to 40 days. So it's great. They don't get harmed. They do also get training pay from the military, but that's somewhat not necessarily relevant. This general law just says that for a period of up to 40 days, we will allow you to retain in full your municipal paycheck. So again, that's up to 40 days. We recognize that by enacting this, we will need to shore up our internal policies and procedures to ensure that we track those 40 days and make sure that no one goes over, but we are putting a system in place for that. Secondarily, it also allows those military reservists for periods over 40 days, or for those reservists who are activated for operational support, to get what's called a reserve differential. This is very common. The reserve differential can be calculated in a variety of ways, but if you enact this law, it will be calculated in a way, frankly, most advantageous to the service member, which allows them to use the base pay for their military pay and all of their pays, total compensation, for their municipal pay. So you calculate the difference, and that's what they get in addition to their military pay. So that's for those being deployed operationally, not for training purposes. There is one more, I'm going to call it obscure, but more rarely used component of MGL, of this section of the MGL, which is for those National Guard members who are deployed under a certain title of the United States Code. So those who are deemed, I believe, under Title 10, those National Guard members who are activated under Title 10 of the United States Code are allowed to get a certain pay under this statute. Again, very rare. Title 10 of the United States Code is a deployment activated by the President of the United States, as opposed to most National Guard members are deployed under Title 32, which is activation by the governor, which is what you typically see in a National Guard. But if they're deployed by the President, probably, well, I wouldn't speculate, but I would imagine acts of war, some national, like Hurricane Katrina type of event where they have to be activated, that would probably be an activation by the President, which would trigger them to be allowed to be paid under this statute, where they would be receiving pay without any loss, so they'd get full pay.
Massachusetts officials have awarded more than $12.4 million in federal traffic safety funding to promote safer roads and communities across the state, including Braintree. The grant funds were awarded through 3 grant programs: the Municipal Road Safety Grant Program, State Agency Traffic Safety Grant Program, and Underserved Communities Traffic Safety Grant Program, which was introduced for the first time this year, officials said. Braintree was awarded $39,000 through the Municipal Road Safety Grant Program. The programs utilize federal funding awarded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and are managed and administered in Massachusetts by the Office of Grants and Research. The town of Braintree is holding the season's first family flu clinic this Sunday, October 6th. From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can head to the Town Hall's Cahill Auditorium to get your annual flu shot. The family clinic is first come, first serve and is offered to adults 18 years and older and students in grades 5 through 12. If you're planning on heading over to the flu clinic this weekend, make sure to bring your health insurance cards with you. Again, the family flu clinic is this Sunday, October 6th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall. Next week, South Shore Health is hosting a senior safety program in Braintree. The Senior Safety and Resource Fair is a free event on October 9th that features classes, demonstrations, and information for seniors, caregivers, and individuals of all ages. This community event is sponsored by the Friends of South Shore Health, the Braintree Department of Elder Affairs, and the Rotary Club of Braintree. The fair will be held at the Braintree Department of Elder Affairs located at 71 Cleveland Avenue in Braintree from 2 to 4 p.m. Registration is encouraged, and if you'd like to register, please call 781-848-1963. This October, the Bo Sox Club is hosting the second annual Sox and Suds event with special guest Dan Shaughnessy. The Bo Sox Club will be celebrating their 20th anniversary at the Widowmaker Brewing Company on October 17th. Those with tickets can attend the event from 7 to 9 p.m. There will be special memorabilia, autographs, and book signings happening during the event, as well as free food catered by Bone and Bread. To buy a ticket, head to bosoxclub.org. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
So here are highlights of what is happening in October at Thayer Public Library, where you'll always find something interesting. I'm Elizabeth Strachan, the children's librarian. Get ready for an exciting road trip. Join us for the Booktober Library Crawl, formerly known as the OCLN Library Crawl. The Library Crawl starts October 7th and runs through November 2nd. That gives you 4 full weeks to visit as many of the 22 participating libraries as you want. Pick up a passport from Thayer Public Library and then go explore other libraries in the Old Colony Library Network. Get your passport stamped at each library you visit, including ours. If you visit at least 5, you can enter the drawing for a fabulous prize. The Booktober Library Crawl is free and fun for all ages. So gather your friends and family for the South Shore adventure. Don't miss out. Visit malibraryroadtrip.com/Booktober to plan your adventure today. That's malibraryroadtrip.com/Booktober. Let the library crawl begin. Do you have a neighbor or friend eager to improve their English? We've got just the thing. They may join us every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Thayer Public Library for our English Conversation Circle. Whether you're learning to speak English or know someone who is, this is the perfect opportunity to practice with fellow learners in a supportive and friendly environment. Help us spread the word that we started this new English conversation group. It's open to people of all nationalities who want a welcoming space to practice their English language and conversation skills. No registration needed. Just drop by when you can. This conversation circle isn't a class. It's an informal gathering for English language learners to chat, share experiences, and improve together. While it's best for intermediate to advanced learners, beginners are welcome. It's free and open to the public. Please let others know about this great opportunity to connect and grow. Little ones, get ready for some holiday fun at our Halloween story time on Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Join Miss Elizabeth in the children's room for Halloween stories, songs, movement, and a fun craft. This story time is perfect for little ones ages 2.5 to 4, but all children are welcome to join in the Halloween fun. And guess what? Costumes are encouraged. No registration is needed. Just come. We can't wait to celebrate Halloween with you and your little ones. Older children can have a spooktacular time at our Trick or Treat Signs and Sweets event. Join us on Wednesday, October 30th from 6 to 7 p.m. for this annual event packed with treats and tons of fun. At 6 p.m., swing by the library for some delicious candy and visit our exciting stations in the children's room, where you will learn a Halloween-themed ASL, American Sign Language, sign, and earn a sweet treat for your efforts. Then, don't miss out on the fun in the Logan Auditorium, where we'll have Halloween-inspired games and a mini dance party to get everyone in the spooky spirit. Costumes are absolutely welcome and encouraged, but not required. This event is open to all youth, so just drop in and join the fun. Braintree teen volunteers and teen librarian Courtney Trudeau are presenting this annual event. For more information about events at the library, call Thayer Public Library at 781-848-0405 or email referencedesk@braintreema.gov or visit www.thayerpubliclibrary.org/events. See you at the library!
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Larry Tipton, the lawyer for accused murderer Brian Walsh, is seeking full access to cell phone and cloud computing data of State Trooper Michael Proctor, who was the case officer in the investigation that led to Walsh's arrest and indictment. In late August, state police provided the district attorney's office with data extracted from Proctor's cell phone. Currently, the district attorney's office is considering hiring an independent firm to review the data so that sensitive information regarding individuals and investigations is protected. Tipton opposed the idea of hiring an independent firm, arguing that a court order can effectively manage against distribution of sensitive information. In his motion, Tipton also seeks access to documents related to two separate investigations involving Karen Reed and Sarah Birchmore, citing, quote, "The relationship between the state police and the district attorney for Norfolk County is flawed, problematic, and results in a lack of integrity, bias in investigation decisions, conclusions, and opinions," end quote. On Tuesday, 26-year-old Matthew Paluzzi from Plymouth was indicted on a murder charge in the stabbing death of his father, Anthony Paluzzi. The incident occurred on August 15th when police received a 911 call from Wendy Paluzzi, who found her husband suffering from a laceration to his neck at their home. Wendy told police her husband was covered with blood and a kitchen knife was located near the front door. She also said her son had mental health issues that appeared to have worsened in the weeks leading up to the stabbing. Matthew Paluzzi was apprehended later that morning in Hanover after police issued an alert to locate him and his black Nissan Murano. A driver recognized the vehicle and followed him, leading to his arrest. He has been held without bail since his arrest, and a date for his arraignment in Plymouth Superior Court has yet to be announced. Last winter, thousands flocked to Quincy Center to glide around a temporary skating rink installed by the city. As winter approaches, city officials announced the rink is coming back. Last winter, the facility was built and managed by Ice Rink Events, the same company that operates the winter skating rink in New York's Bryant Park. It cost the city $200,000, which was paid out of the District Improvement Financing Fund, through which Quincy leverages future tax growth to finance downtown improvement projects. This year, the city plans to use the same company, replicating last year's operation in all major details except for location. The new location of the rink will move a half-mile north to the vacant lot across from Quincy District Court by Kilroy Square Garage and 1 Chestnut Place. The lot will require grading work prior to rink installation due to its cracked, uneven surface. No opening date has been set as of yet. On Tuesday, a Green Line train derailed near an MBTA station in Cambridge, injuring several people and forcing dozens of passengers to walk along the tracks to an emergency exit. The MBTA said that around 5 p.m., the wheels of the lead trolley of an eastbound Green Line train were reported to have come off the tracks, causing the train to derail near Leechmere Station, where the Medford Tufts branch and the Union branch of the Green Line intersect. Around 50 passengers self-evacuated onto the tracks, where they had to walk back to an emergency exit located in the track area. 7 riders were taken to local medical facilities with minor injuries, the T said. According to medics and fire officials on the scene, all 7 are expected to be okay. Work on the Red Line's Braintree branch is complete after a nearly month-long shutdown. After more than 3 weeks of track repairs and shuttle buses on the Braintree branch, Red Line passengers coming and going from 5 stations will have access to a train commute. The MBTA said this means riders will experience more reliable trips to work or wherever it is they're going to. The MBTA's track improvement program, the work involved in replacing tracks and alleviating speed restrictions, is expected to decrease travel times by as much as 24 minutes. In addition to new signal work, the T said they also upgraded amenities including improved lighting, fresh paint, and tiling. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Steps to keep yourself and your family safe from ticks and the illnesses they can cause. Use EPA-approved tick repellents on your skin and clothes. Read and follow the directions. Wear light-colored clothing to make it easier to spot a crawling tick. Check for ticks on yourself, your kids, and your pets anytime you've been outdoors. Some tick bites can make you sick, but finding and removing a tick properly makes it less likely. Call your doctor if you start to feel ill or notice a rash near the bite. Play it safe when you're outdoors.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here's Chris Curran with the latest on fall sports at Braintree High.
Braintree football has another landslide win, this time over Framingham, with a score of 41-12. Let's look at the highlights from that game. Braintree strikes first, coming 3 minutes into the game. A hole opens up in the middle, and the running back breaks some arm tackles to make it in for the score. After the snap, Stones rolls to his left, with 2 or 3 defenders in his face, finds Brasciani in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. A quick pass out to Canavan for his first catch of the game, as he walks in untouched to the end zone. This puts Braintree up 20-0. Framingham gets their first score of the game on a passing play, where the quarterback throws the ball up for grabs and the defender doesn't have time to turn around and get it. Braintree lines up on the 1 where Stones takes a quarterback draw, and the Framingham defenders don't even seem ready for it, and he gets it in for the touchdown. Again, Braintree's offensive line opens up a huge hole in the middle, where Eli takes it for 15 yards and the touchdown. Braintree got good production out of their running backs, with their starter Curry being out, this being their 3rd rushing touchdown from running backs this game. To cap the game off, Framingham runs a fake screen pass that turns into a 40-yard touchdown throw, making the game 41-12 after they missed the 2-point conversion. After this win, Braintree moves to be 2-2. They go on this week to play Quincy, who's 1-2 on the season. Boys soccer coming off a tough week this week after losing 4-2 to Natick and tying 1-1 to Brockton. They move on to be 3-2 on the season. This week, they face Brockton and Canton. The girls' soccer team faced the same fate versus Natick, losing 4-0, but beat Brockton 4-2. The girls move on to be 4-5-1 this week, and they go on to play 1 game versus Brookline. You can catch any live or rebroadcast of the game on BCAM TV, Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28, our YouTube BCAM TV, or bcamtv.com. Sending it back to Martha in the studio.
Thanks, Chris. Now let's get right into some movie recommendations for you to watch. First, Joker Folie à Deux follows Arthur Fleck, who is institutionalized at Arkham, awaiting trial for his crimes as the Joker. While struggling with his dual identity, Arthur not only stumbles upon true love, but also finds the music that's always been inside him. The film stars Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. You can watch Joker Folie à Deux now in theaters. Next up, Nobody Wants This follows an agnostic podcaster and a newly single rabbi who fall in love. Together, the two discover if their relationship will survive their widely different lives and meddling families. The series stars Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. You can watch Nobody Wants This now on Netflix. And finally, Bad Monkey follows a former Miami Police Department member turned health inspector, Andrew Yancey, who investigates a case involving a human arm. He navigates through eccentric characters and unexpected challenges, all while dealing with his own personal struggles. The series stars Vince Vaughn and Natalie Martinez. You can watch Bad Monkey now on Apple TV. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.